I imagine the endeavour and the hard work of the players you were pleased with, but just lacked that probably quality in the final third in the end.
I felt we got into the final third really well, and I felt that the players executed what we asked of them really well. I think we have better quality in the final third than what we showed today. I think I'm not going to sit here and spin positive because ultimately we lost the game, and that's the bit that I know is the most important bit. But the pleasing bit for me was we got into the right areas. Now the next level to that, the next stage to that is obviously putting the ball in the back of the net, and that's something that hasn't been easy all season, if we're being completely honest, and that's something that that I'm going to be continuing to work really, really hard to address moving forward.
Where do you think you're falling short on that at the moment? Is it the service? Is it the movement in the box? Is it not getting people in the box? Because it has been a theme for a while, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think today, if we're talking about today, I think you've got to give Norwich some credit. I thought they defended their 18-yard box really well when we did get into good areas. So that's the first thing. And I think at the moment we just look a little bit erratic and a little bit kind of tense maybe in those areas. But I've got full faith in terms of the way we work. I've got full faith in terms of the players, and seeing them every day on the training pitch gives me, and the way they conduct themselves and the desire to improve gives me a lot of hope and a lot of faith that we're very, very close to turning a corner with that.
You talked a lot about Louis Hamir in the build-up to this game. You obviously gave him a start. How did you feel he did? And I think a lot of the fans feel like he needs better service earlier. What's your view on that? Do you think it's on him to make a bit more of what he gets? Is it on the players to give him better service? I suppose any of the centre forwards actually.
Yeah. I can say it's not just Hamir. I think a lot of the number nines would say something similar. I think it's a little bit of both, if I'm honest. I think we've got to be better with the ball. We've spoken about being better with the ball in the top area of the pitch. I think we've got to be better with the ball in the deeper areas of the pitch. But we've also got to ask more of our front half of the pitch players, not just on Hamir. So we've got to ask more of them, when we do build. So it's a little bit of both, if I'm honest. It's a little bit of both. I liked a lot of Hamir's performance. As I said in the press on Friday, his physical attributes have improved for him to play more football, but we're still got a lot of work in that area. Hence the reason why we decided to make the change when we made the change, because we could see him maybe flagging a little bit. But that is certainly an area which Hamir is fully aware, because I've spoke to him that he needs to improve upon. But I liked a lot of Hamir's performance. I thought it was a really selfless performance.
The 9 points off the playoffs now, I think some supporters are a little bit concerned that the season's kind of feels like it's drifting a little bit after recent results. Do you still feel you can sort of have a say in that top six race?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I don't know where we were this time last year, if I'm being completely honest, but I wouldn't think it would be a million miles apart in terms of this season to last season. And what we did last year, we went on an unbelievable run, which obviously took it to the last game of the season. But the mindset of the players, they want to win every single game. That the magnitude of this football club doesn't allow you not to want to win every single game. So the playoffs still very much in my mind. I appreciate at the moment we're in a little bit of we're in a spot. I can't shy away from that. And I know we've got two really, really difficult games coming up. But I also take a lot of faith in terms of the group, and when I watch them work, I see a group that is striving to improve, and it's striving to get better. So I don't see a group that has given up on that.
I'm sure you can appreciate a lot of fans are desperate to see more of Chris Rigg, really like his energy, and he looked bright again today. You spoke in the pre-match press conference about him being pretty close. I imagine that's very much still the case after today.
Yeah, definitely. Look, we're going to have to utilise the squad for the next 3 games, because it's 3 games in a week, so we are going to have to utilise the squad. Riggy's training really, really well. I think he's a huge asset for the football club. I've got nothing but positives to say about him. And he's very, very close to the team. So yeah, I'm really, really happy with Riggy, and he's someone that wants to do really well for the football club, and they're really important. Those types of players are really important, not just for me, but just for the football club as well.
Thank you.
Cheers, thank you.
You mentioned the experience last season. I think it was almost a year ago. Came down here and won 1-0, but that was the only win I think in 9. Is that something that you're going to be tapping into that you can use and say, look, the season isn't over? I think similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, I know we're in. I don't want to say difficult spot. We're in a spot at the moment. I appreciate that, and I watch the group work every single day, and if I felt there was a level of complacency or people not being solely focused on the task at hand, which is to try and achieve top 6, then I wouldn't select them. You know what I mean? It would be that simple for me. And last year we showed we went on an amazing run, and I feel we're really, really close to doing really well. And at the moment, there's some fine margins that just aren't going our way. But that's not an excuse. That's not a luck thing, because I believe you make your own luck. And I've said to the players after the game that we've got to keep doing what we're doing. We've got to keep focusing on how hard we work every day. And I'm a firm believer the byproduct of that will be the other side of the current results that we're getting.
Yeah, I mean, that today, you mentioned fine margins. You were on the wrong side because it was competitive today, wasn't it?
Yeah, and listen, Norwich are a really good team, and Norwich are in a really good spot, in particular at home. And I felt for large spells we nullified their threats. And listen, we've got to do better with the goal. I think that's a real hard one to take. But I'm not pointing fingers because, like I said to the players in there, I could point fingers at players higher up the pitch that aren't taking their chances, or I could point fingers where players higher up the pitch are not making the right pass. So I'm not going to point fingers at anyone in particular for the goal. But what we have to do, we have to keep doing what we're doing on the training pitch, which I think is a really positive thing. And I think sooner rather than later, the tide will turn if we just stay focused and concentrate on what we're doing.
Sorry.
Go on, sorry.
I was just going to say, it felt as though the goal came when you were probably enjoying your best spell in the second half as well.
Yeah, I felt the game ebbed and flowed a little bit. I felt we had spells, they had spells, we had spells, they had spells, and unfortunately, we're the wrong side of the result that we wanted. But look, we've got to take it on the chin. We've got two big games coming up this week. And like I said, I do feel we're very, very close to turning the tide. And we've got to concentrate on what we're doing.
There's a lot spoken about the setup last week. How do you think it was today? It seemed a little bit more comfortable. David just been insane. Felt as though someone might have been a bit more aggressive today, but was that just again sort of the styles of opposition?
Yeah, a little bit. I think the way they play is quite unique to the league in terms of they drop the midfielder in the back line, they open up the back line, they push their fullbacks really high and aggressive on your back line. And I felt we had to pick our moments when we were more aggressive. And obviously they obviously overload the middle of the pitch with the wide players that roll inside, and I felt the middle of the pitch was something that we had to be, in particular in this game, we had to be really kind of solid with. And like I said, I don't really remember the first half. Patton makes one good save. I think was it a second ball from a corner? I think. But first half, I thought we were really, really good. And as the game opened up, obviously they had a couple of chances. So yeah, as I've always said when I took this role on, that I will do what I feel is best, and those tactics will change game to game to try and win every single game that we try and play.
How do you feel that you're doing in the role? Are you enjoying it? Do you feel that there's obviously players are giving you everything, very competitive today. You're supporting them. Do you feel that you're challenging yourself over these next month or two? How do you comfortably in the job?
Yeah, I feel really comfortable in the job. I'll be completely honest with you. I feel, and I will not make excuses for this football club or myself. So this is not me making excuses. But I think you can have the most experienced manager here with the cards that I've been dealt. In terms of, you've got arguably one of the best centre halves in the league that has been suspended, who's a big miss for us. You've got one of the best wingers that is. I think he's got something like 35% of all our goal contributions taken out your team. Add on top of that, you're playing some really, we've got a really tough fixture list. You could have the most experienced person here, and I don't feel that they could do anything different to what we're already doing. I feel the group are completely with me. I feel the group are completely with me, and I feel really comfortable in this space. The point that I will make is it's also not lost on me the fact that we need to change the results. That bit's not lost on me, and that's something that I see as a real challenge that I'm kind of like running towards and not running away from. And I'm really excited about the next two games. They're going to be really tough games. I'm actually from a personal perspective, I'm really excited because I'm coming up against two of the best teams in the league and some really good coaches, and I want to pit my wits against those types of people. So, to answer your question, and this is not about Mike Dodds, because this is about Sunderland Football Club, and it will always be about Sunderland Football Club. But from a personal perspective, I'm really enjoying it.
And just to clarify, I don't see you every week. You're here to the end of the season, as things stand.
Yeah.
So excited rather than daunted, despite results not quite going your way. It's an exciting challenge for you and the group for the next 2 months.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm really excited, and the results haven't gone our way, but I work with the players every day on the grass, and if I felt if I had a group of players that maybe weren't listening to me or weren't giving everything for me, then I'd be honest with the football club. I'd be honest with the people above me. But I think the group are fully behind me. We had 45 minutes last Saturday, which we set up a certain way, didn't work, which I take a level of responsibility for. The second 45 and today, I thought we set up really, really well, and we lost the game today on fine margins, which can happen for you or against you. So yeah, to answer your question, I'm thoroughly enjoying where I'm at. I'm thoroughly enjoying the space. I'm not enjoying the results naturally, and there will be a level of finger pointing at me. But if I want to do this in the future, I've got to be comfortable in that territory.
Best of luck.
Cheers, thank you. Cheers, guys.